Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sportatorium on Arena Sportsnet. I am your host, JJ, with always my partner in crime, Marshall.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, we're starting off on a good note. Let's talk
Yes,
some
we are.
sports.
Yes, sir.
What you got for us today, Marshall?
What we got for us? You gonna let me start? All right. Well, I'm gonna start with the NBA report. Not much of a news day today, but there's still some stuff going on. Lakers forward Nick Young goes down with an injury, strained Achilles. He's going through an MRI as we speak. Going through it today. He's not going to enjoy that, but hey. So we'll find out what's up with his Achilles, and we'll see how much time he'll miss. If he has an MRI, probably gonna miss a little bit of time.
That stupid machine.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that does not sound good at all. Speaking of the Lakers, they got absolutely demolished by Anthony Davis and the Pelicans. They lost the game 105-88. They allowed Anthony Davis to score 41 points on them.
Oh,
Yeah, listen, Anthony Davis is a monster, okay? Like you can say the Lakers are bad and they're not an elite team at all, but Anthony Davis has been dropping people off left and right. This man is just too big and too good to be contained, and the Lakers will be nope, not happening. They couldn't stop him. I'm sorry, they couldn't.
that's unfortunate.
But speaking of stopping, the Nets found a way to stop their losing streak. They beat the Los Angeles Clippers 127-122 in double freaking overtime.
Oh,
That's
double overtime.
yeah, those boys must have been absolutely gassed at the end of that game. But not a particularly high score though for a double overtime game.
True.
I don't know. I just maybe points were hard to come by that game. Speaking of points hard to come by, Grizzlies are going to struggle scoring points because Mike Conley has been injured out 6 weeks at least with a back injury. They're currently 11-7. They're third in the Southwest Division, but without Mike Conley, they don't have much. Of course, they have a good supporting cast, but you need a good point guard to run the show, and Mike Conley is that guy. Really underrated point guard, but it's just not happening for him right now. The Grizzlies, I don't see them doing that well without him, and they're gonna have to go on a bit of a run when Conley comes back if they want to make the playoffs. In my opinion, speaking of the playoffs, not gonna be a thing for the Dallas Mavericks, as they just lost. Well, they're not lost, but Dirk Nowitzki will miss at least 2 more games with his injury, his Achilles tendon, and it's an Achilles tendon, so when he comes back, he'll be old and injured. So not a good news.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, it's the truth. It is the truth. Look, I'm a big Dirk Nowitzki fan, okay? But age is a thing. I said it when Kobe got old. I'll say it when Carmelo gets old. Even LeBron's starting to drop off slightly. And Dirk is it's true. I'm not roasting people for something that's not happening. It's really true.
Right, yeah.
It's like Kurt Angle would be proud of me right now. It's true. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth in here. So
Yeah,
that
buddy.
is pretty much the news for the NBA. Not much going on here so far. Maybe tomorrow we'll have more on the NBA, but that's it.
All right. I guess
That's all that's going on.
that leaves me for the NFL. Oh boy. Okay. So I read an article today that said Adrian Peterson is ahead of schedule on his recovery from his injury. That could be dangerous for the Cowboys, but then again, maybe not, because we play them. I say we like I play it for them, but I don't. The Cowboys play Minnesota, I believe, tomorrow. And
Tomorrow.
yeah, Thursday night game.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. And
That's 2 weeks in a row that Dallas hasn't played on the Sunday.
No, and I would think maybe it's going to throw them off at some point because of the short weeks. Then again, I don't really know what
Well,
they're.
it's not a short week if they played on Thursday last week as well.
Yeah, true. I guess that's the same amount of time, really.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday to Thursday. Okay. But on the Cowboys front, Barry Church very well could play tomorrow. We need him. Boy, do we need him. Secondary is seriously lacking.
Even when he's on the field, your secondary is still like a glaring weakness on that team, if there's any.
You got a point there, but
Yeah.
you know, being the safety, this is gonna sound really corny. At least we're safer because he's coming back. Wow, that was
Wow.
corny.
That was corny.
All right, let's put that topic on ice. Grab the Zamboni. Nuh-uh, we're done. Let's talk hockey.
Let's talk. That's it that's going on in the NFL so far.
Yeah, that's it. That's Wednesday. Not a whole lot unless
I hate Wednesdays.
you got the Packers and the Eagles. We all know how that went, so why even bring that up? Thank you, Green Bay.
Yeah, the very last episode I told you Green Bay was going to beat the Eagles, probably even kill them. Not that you disagree with me, but
No.
final score was 27-13. I think we left off and it was 14-10 when we closed the show out yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think something like that.
I think you're right. And I'm hoping for Aaron Rodgers' sake that maybe that helps him get into a groove. I don't know.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Well, he said that the Packers could play really well if they just got one win.
There it comes.
Maybe.
They're still not gonna dethrone my Cowboys, man. 10-1.
No, I don't. That's not even mathematically possible at this point.
No, that's true.
And I don't see Dallas going winless for the rest of the season. That's just not happening. They're just too good.
Oh, that would be awful, man. I would cry.
But how Dallas would it be though? Like how fitting would it be for the Dallas Cowboys to do just that?
No. We're good. Nope, not gonna say what I was thinking. We're good. Yeah, no.
You know damn well I was right on that though.
Yeah, which prompted another thought popping into my head. We won't get into that. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dak is the man. Dak to the future. Yeah. What?
Future is now.
The future is now. Dak for president, even. Let's go.
Dak for whoa. Okay.
He will lead us to the promised land. Soon.
Soon. Hopefully before the Cowboys fans run out of patience again.
Shoot. Some of us that have been around since their glory days,
Oh boy.
like their most recent glory days, we might actually already be there.
I'd say most of the people that are listening to this show probably weren't around.
Yeah, I would say so.
Been a while, big fella.
Yeah, it has. It's been.
Or
too
they were
long.
around, but they were young. I'm just saying. Been a while.
Yeah. Okay, now I feel old. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Oh! All right.
I mean,
now that I've been cross-checked to the back of the head.
cross-check.
Ouch. Oh.
Who did that last season? Someone did that on I think it was Nazem Kadri. Cross-checked into the back of the head.
It wasn't Dallas, I can assure you.
Let's just blame it on Alex Burrows because yes. Just blame it on Burrows because Alex Burrows. I'm sorry.
That's just wrong. That's wrong.
For the amount of wrong things that he did during his career, you know what? I can blame something that's not legitimate on him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. I got nothing.
You see? Makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have any news for us in that department?
What department?
The NHL department.
NHL department. All-Star voting actually started today.
Yes.
Yeah, we can now vote for All-Stars. I don't know exactly if they changed the format again this year, But what were you gonna say?
I didn't say anything. I was trying to hold in a hiccup.
Great, awesome. But yeah, I don't know if format's gonna change at all, but it started. So who do you think is making the All-Star team? Let's put in Crosby. He's leading the league in goals with 15, which is disgusting. He has 15 goals in less than I think he's played 25. He's not even played 25 games because he's been injured at the start of this season.
That's not bad. Then he's doing really well.
Yeah, he really is. McDavid totally making the All-Star team. Boy, stop. He scored. Okay, no. He scored a really nice goal just last night against the Maple Leafs, though Edmonton ended up losing 4-2 right after I wrote an article saying that they're good.
Yeah, losses after talking about him. I know nothing about that. Thank you, Dallas.
Right? But it's Edmonton's going through a bit of a tough streak right now. They lost 2 games they should have won and could have won to Arizona. And now they lost to Toronto.
Man, you know what? When your team's 9-9-8, whatever we are, no.
I think you're 9-9-6, actually.
Same difference. 2 games.
Yeah, still pretty bad.
On that note, vote Ben and Sagan because it's the only bright spots we have.
Yeah, it is. You are 9-9-6. I was right. Let's go.
My stars. Oh.
I'd say I'm sorry, but you know what? The Oilers are competitive now, and fuck the Stars.
Oh.
I want the rivalry to come back. I'm sorry.
Man, we'd have to get some defense and sorry.
What? They don't have defense.
Yeah, we'd have to get some defense to I wasn't gonna bash the Stars, but
Remember when you didn't want Chris Russell anymore? He's leading the Oilers right now in plus minus.
See, that brings a whole bunch of my thoughts to my mind, and that too shall remain unsaid for fear of negative feedback.
Negative feedback, bruh. Bruh.
I think it's painfully clear after Sean Avery came to Dallas that some players just don't want to be here, and they don't give all their effort, so they can leave.
You think that's what Chris Russell was doing?
Could have been.
Okay. That's sound of doom right there.
I mean, we have half of our minor league team in the roster now, but
Yeah, I know how that feels. Yeah, I know how that feels. The Oilers had the same issue just last year.
Oh my gosh, no,
dude! They through the first I think it took something like 3 or 4 months before the Oilers could even ice all their top 9 forwards at once.
Oh, good grief!
Yeah, and when they did, I don't know if you remember this, but Jordan Eberle and Connor McDavid, and I think it was Benoit Pouliot on that line were tearing up the league.
Oh yeah, no, how could I not?
Yeah, they had a streak of a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, where they were just crushing, taking souls and digging holes. That's what they were doing. I'm saying though.
I got that reference right off the bat. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did. So yeah, Carey Price starting off the season really well so far, as of course is tradition. Early favorite for the Vezina Trophy. Of course, why do I even bother? But I mean, it is what it is, As long as Carey Price is on the Montreal Canadiens, they have a chance to play well.
True that.
Do you think Michael Grabner, top 15, I think, so far in goal scoring, can make the All-Star team? Because the Rangers are on a roll. The Rangers offense is lit right now.
I think.
Hold your
Yeah.
thought. Hold your thought, because
Okay.
we got to go to commercial. You are listening to the Sportatorium on Arena Sportsnet. We'll be right back. And we are back on Arena Sportsnet. You are listening to the Sportatorium with me, Marshall, and the host of this show, JJ.
Hello.
Before we left, I asked you if you thought Michael Grabner could make the All-Star team because he's on a bit of a hot streak, and the Rangers are just world beaters right now. And I cut you off so cleverly. So what do you think?
Well, does Undertaker dig holes and take souls for a living? Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So yeah, I think Grabner can make the All-Star team, and I think maybe he might be reinventing himself, for lack of a better way of putting it.
I remember when he was a beast, ironically, on the Islanders.
Oh, I hated him. I hated him to death.
Fast little bugger.
Yes.
Yeah, he couldn't buy a breakaway goal last season in Toronto. He couldn't buy a goal, period, in Toronto. But, as is tradition, someone leaves Toronto and becomes instantly much better.
Oh!
It just happens. There's a bunch of people that just do well as soon as they leave Toronto. And those people just have a tendency to come back and score on the Maple Leafs, like every single time. I don't care if you're a fourth liner.
I'm not going to say anything there. Nope.
Not going to say anything?
Nope. Because the way I was raised, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. That was
Okay.
corny too.
Yeah, that is corny too. Holy smokes. Man, the cheese right now. The cheese is so real.
Mm-hmm.
In other news, Robin Lehner was injured in Buffalo's game against the Ottawa Senators last night.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Yeah. You saw the play. It was weird. Basically, Lehner went to play a puck close to the trapezoid on the goal line, and looked like he pulled something.
How are you gonna pull a muscle on what?
I mean, it happens. It's wacky, but sometimes you just move and stuff doesn't go right.
Sounds like stuff went terribly wrong.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it is. Coach, however, has listed him day to day and has described his injury as a cramp.
A cramp.
A cramp, sir.
What is this, football?
Football. What do you? Okay, explain that.
Is this American football? I've seen somebody freaking cramp up on the Dallas Cowboys, actually against the Cowboys, and be out the rest of the game. What? You guys are hockey players. You guys take pucks to the face. You guys take freaking skate blades to major arteries.
The
Come
neck.
on.
Richard Zednick.
Yeah. A cramp? Oh my God, a cramp.
Okay, well, listen. Usually, when people have like a bruise, or when people have a quote unquote minor injury like that,
Yeah.
I'm most of the time I'm with the crowd of, you're a freaking hockey player, put your skates back on, let's go play, you're gonna be fine. When I see players like John Tavares straight up pull their teeth out, just give it to the trainer and get right back on the ice, I like that,
Yeah, me too.
Truculence, that's what you want. But having played goaltender before, I gotta say I'm with Lehner on this one for leaving the game. Because whether you want to or not, if you pull something, you can try and fight through it, but naturally, if you go for a fast movement, using that muscle, you're going to hold back because of pain. It's just natural.
Yeah, true.
And goalies have to do a bunch of fast and really violent movements, like a lot of the time.
Also true.
Cross crease shots and, just keeping up with the play.
Yeah.
And what you don't want to have happen is your body locking up and then you can't get to the puck.
Yeah. You got a point there.
Yeah, end up allowing a goal. And he has a good backup, Andres Nielsen. He was an Oiler last season, and I liked him as an Oiler. Had a hell of a start, but hey, I guess he left. I miss him, but the point I'm getting to is if you know you have a decent backup and you feel like something might be wrong with you as a goalie, you need to get off the ice.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if it gets worse, if you try to do some acrobatic type of save and it gets worse, now you might be looking at being out long term, and that's not helping your team whatsoever.
True. Good point there.
So, I'm with the crowd of, come on, you're a hockey player, play through it, but not with goalies.
Yeah. No, we need goalies.
Yeah, anyone needs a goalie, especially when it's a hip injury. They said it's a hip injury. I don't know what happened. It looked weird. He honestly was just skating, and then he's just like, there.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Poor guy. Oh.
Bells everywhere.
You know what that means? Oh, I was hoping you would know. I don't know what
The
that means either.
Undertaker is about to come out.
No. He's good.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you say so. In that same game, excuse me, in that same game, Jack Eichel decided to come out of the game strong. It was his first game of the season, and you saw the goal.
Yeah, nice goal.
Yeah, that's a goal scorer's goal right there. Just hanging around at the face-off dot on the power play. Got the puck off a nice feed and then just blasted it top shelf. Hobble.
What a young stud of a player too. Whew.
Do you think if he goes on a hot streak, you think he makes the All-Star game?
Eichel?
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow, for sure.
For sure. I mean, from what I've seen as a kid, I may be exaggerating. I may be wrong here, but when he's in the zone, like, I'm glad to not be the opposing players because, like, he looks to me like he could be unstoppable if he gets in the zone.
Yeah, definitely has a good shot.
Yeah, I would not want to face that shot.
No, to hell with that. Currently, the Buffalo Sabres, even with winning last night's game against the Ottawa Senators, they're now sitting at 8, 9, and 5 on the season. 21 points.
Hey, look, there is somebody worse than the Stars.
Yeah, that's not a good record. I reckon Eichel will sort of fix it slightly.
Yeah,
But I don't think he can do much. He's a. Are they playing him at winger or are they playing him at center?
I don't know.
Depending on where they're playing him, he can have a big impact, or he can just rack up some goals without really changing the game all that much.
Ooh, okay. So you're saying, at least in my opinion, he sounds like he's 50-50.
50 for the All-Star game, you mean?
Yeah. Is that what I'm getting out of you?
I don't think he makes it.
No. Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. Buffalo, I hate to say it, but Buffalo is not one of the big teams in the NHL. They're not like a Montreal Canadian where if one guy does really, really well, they have like loads of fan base that's voting for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gonna make it, and I don't think he's gonna be like a goal per game or something like that. You know, obviously his pace can't last. Everyone who was saying Austin Matthews would have 100 points.
Oh,
I'm
shots
just
fired.
saying. I'm just saying. Your first game doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have a great career. You know,
This is true.
you can't base your opinion of a player on one game.
This is true.
Because if you do that, then if you got lucky and watched the Sam Gagne 8-point night, then you think he's a freaking hockey wizard. He's not. I'm sorry, he's not.
I think he played for Dallas at one point too, by the way.
Sam Gagne?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. He kind of. Can you repeat that? You cut out on my end.
There was whoever the son of is. Forgive me for the ignorance there. He played for the Stars. I might be confusing them.
I remember I kind of lost track of Sam Gagne. I know he went to Philadelphia, did precisely nothing, and kind of lost sight of him. So it's unfortunate, but I liked him as an Oiler, though. I thought he was decent. I thought he was good.
Yeah, he's a pretty player.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is pretty much the hot topics for the day. Like I said, slow news day around really all three leagues.
Yeah, slow news day indeed.
To hell with Wednesdays. I honestly, people don't like Mondays. I think there's a lot of cool stuff that happens on Mondays. I don't like Wednesdays.
Yeah, they don't call it a hump day for nothing.
Right? We should get more information on NFL practices and that stuff as the week progresses.
Yes, sir.
Whenever that happens, we will update you on whatever we get. Now, this is where JJ completely takes over. Because you see, there's a team right now in the Eastern Conference who are fighting to keep a very prestigious streak alive. The Detroit Red Wings' streak of 1,273 consecutive playoff seasons is in jeopardy. I made that number up. The NHL is like 100 years old, and they somehow
completely fabricated.
Yes. Did you know that 85% of stats are made on the fly? I also just made that number up too.
The fabrication is real.
Yes. Hey, this is our show. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Oh no, we might want to take it kind of serious.
No, I'm just joking. But basically, you know, they're trying to keep their playoff streak alive, which I don't think is going to happen unless Jimmy Howard just pulled several rabbits out of his hockey pants. But they were playing. They were playing JJ's hometown. JJ's, yes, we cheer for them team, the Dallas Stars, and they won against the Dallas Stars 3-1. You're just waiting to jump in, are you? Well, go ahead. So what was the main issue?
Okay, here's my thing. Every day, after every loss, even if you want to take it that far,
okay,
I see people trolling all the social media saying it's the goalies. The reason we're losing has nothing to do with the coaching. Has nothing to do with the fact that nobody on the team is scoring.
It's just weird for Dallas.
Yeah, it is. But they blame it solely on the goalies. That rhymed.
Kari Lehtinen. Wow, that kind of rhyme. Come on.
that, no, it's not the goalies. There are 23 people on a hockey team, okay?
Okay.
If all 23 people aren't firing in all cylinders, hey, they're going to be just like my ability to speak English today and suck.
But to that, I say Dallas didn't play a bad game yesterday.
No, they didn't.
They outshot the Red Wings 35-20. So what I ask is it just because the defense not necessarily allowing a high volume of shots, but are they just allowing really high percentage chances?
I would answer yes to that. And,
Okay.
to me, it looks like they allow everything. Like, I saw a goal happen last night before I honestly fell asleep. I'm sorry, Dallas. But, and that's really bad. If I fall asleep during a hockey game, nuh-uh. But, um, they just sat there. Like,
Zetterberg had a
make...
nice give and go with, I don't remember who it was, but the defense just puck watched the whole thing.
Mantha,
yeah.
That was it. After that goal, I was like, nope, I'm done. I turned everything off and went to sleep.
And you know what else is done?
What's that?
This segment, because we got to take another commercial break. So we will be right back on the Sportatorium. There we go. English. Lots of words. Syllables everywhere. We'll be back on the Sportatorium. Yes, we'll be back on the Sportatorium on the Arena Sportsnet. And we are back after that glorious outro. We were just talking about the nice give and go from Henrik Zetterberg and Manta. I forgot his first name, but
I don't even know. I've never heard of the kid.
You've never heard of Manta's a decent player, partly because he has Zetterberg on his line, but let's not discount what he's doing. So,
look. No, Henrik Zetterberg could make Fabian Brunstrom look good, and for my Stars fans, you know who that is too.
I remember that guy.
You remember him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
He could make anybody look good.
Yeah. Only reason I remember that guy is not because he was good, is because his name was cool, Brunstrom. That's the only reason I remember that guy.
You know what? I think that's the only reason I remember him. Whoa.
See, there you go. But no. So what I was getting at is you're defending Lehtinen a lot, which
I am.
as a former goaltender I admire, because it's easy to blame the goalie. He's the last wall of defense. So if he's having an off night, you're not winning no hockey game.
Right.
But as much as I hate to say it, because I like Kari Lehtinen, or Kari Lehtinen, as some glorious commentators call him. Okay. Struck a nerve right there.
I know who that commentator is, too.
I don't know. I think it might have been a little bit on him yesterday.
Okay, a little bit, yeah. But you can't blame the whole damn thing on him.
No. Okay, look. The Thomas Tatar goal, he could have had. It was a really good shot. But you like him to get that shot, especially because he seemed like he had the angle covered.
Yeah, don't even. I have no words for that one.
Then the joke that was the defense on the Manta goal, nothing the goalie can do on that. And I mean, that's Dallas didn't come through and didn't get goals. They got 35 shots, but
shots are all well and good, but if you're not getting them in the net, you ain't gonna do anything, as we saw last night.
So you saw the game, correct?
I saw a lot of it. I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. But
Yeah, I fell
were
asleep.
they? Would you say the 35 shot was a result of throwing everything at the net, or were they legit dominant?
I think they had spurts of dominance, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
And I think a lot of it was desperation.
Well, yeah, when you're playing behind, you're gonna naturally get more shots.
I've seen the Stars actually fold up like a card table too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I would say it was spurts of dominance. You can't. How are you going to dominate the game and lose though?
Yeah, well, that's the point I'm getting at is did the Stars lose the game or did the Red Wings goaltending win it?
I don't know. That's hard to answer because you have Patrick Sharp that just came back from injury. You know,
Who came back with a bang, by the way. He just went all in on Howard.
he did. Actually, I think it was Mrazek that was in net. If I may.
It was Mrazek. You're right. My bad.
Which, by the way, now I can't stand him since he beat us. But that's my inner child coming out. Hey, no, we won't get into that.
Hey, the inner sports fan hates everyone that plays against their team.
Yes, this is true. He is a good goalie. I'm not going to discount him. I think it would help if guys like Sagan and Ben were firing at all cylinders. I don't think they are.
You don't think they are?
I don't. I can't even remember the last time the two of them were on the score sheet at the same time here recently.
Well, looking at the stats, these are actually disturbing. Wow. Okay, looking at the Dallas Stars statistics right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Sagan is a point per game with 7 goals and 17 assists, good for 24 points in 24 games. So he's right on the dot.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Benn has 20 points, including 7 goals, 13 assists in 24 games. Here's the real issue. Sagan, as your number one center, is a -9.
Ouch.
Yeah. And Jamie Benn, who some people say is a candidate for the Selke Trophy a lot of the time, is a -6.
Oof. Cringy.
Yeah. You actually have only 6 players who are above even on the plus-minus department.
Tell us again what the plus-minus scale is, or department, whatever you want to call it.
Plus-minus is whenever you are on the ice, if your team scores a goal, you get a plus. Every time your team allows a goal, you get a minus. That works for 5-on-5 and for the penalty kill. If you score or if something happens on a power play, it doesn't count against your plus-minus rating.
Ouch.
Ouch is right.
When you say they're hurting, they're really hurting.
Yeah, because your positive guys are Antoine Roussel, Faxa. What's his first name again?
Reddick
Faxa, yes. You have Jordy Benn, unless Jamie Benn is at no, there's no way Jamie Benn has 6 points.
That's definitely Jordy.
You also have Johnny Oduya.
Oduya.
Who I'm not even surprised that Oduya is one of the guys with a plus though.
No, I think he's been one of our best players.
You also have the big guy, Alexiak, who scored a beauty of a goal against St. Louis, might I add.
And they lost again.
Yep.
Thank you, Dallas.
You have freaking Jones? The hell is his first name?
Jones.
S. Jones. I know it's not Seth.
Steven
you guys are
Jones.
not that good. Oh.
Steven Johns. Not Jones.
Johns.
I was like, Jones, what?
Who the hell is this Jones guy?
Yeah, right?
I'm
Nah,
sitting here. I'm sitting here reading the stats. Like I know damn well they don't have Seth Jones. Like
it's Johns, my friend.
it's
Johns.
Johns. My ass
Yes.
could not read that day.
Stephen Johns.
Yeah, and
That's
now
a
I got lost. Essa Lindell is also a plus rating.
Lindell's
your
good.
your boy Curtis McKenzie,
Ah!
Adam Cracknell, and yeah, Cody Eakin, Patrick Sharp. Of course, Patrick Sharp is a plus rating.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, I think. I think that is all the players. Julius Honka is also a plus rating. So, yay.
Ooh, Honka. Honka can throw down.
Oh, he
I've...
can definitely honka tonka.
Ha ha ha! Show yourself out with that one. That was so weak. Honka.
I'm sorry.
That man can throw the body. I've seen him throw the body last night, and
Like a truck?
Yeah.
Like a tonka truck? I'll stop. He has no words, people.
Yeah. If you get me speechless, that's an issue.
That's an issue.
It is, because I have a very, very, very good reputation for talking, and if I'm quiet, I'm either really mad or disturbed in some way. And I don't have any words for the Stars. I really don't at all. I don't think it's Lettinen at all. It can't be just Lettinen. No.
2 goals on 19 shots, though. I'm pretty sure the third one was an empty netter.
It might have been. I honestly don't know. And they're up for one heck of a challenge. I believe. Is it Saturday? When do we play again?
It could be.
The next challenge we have is the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, you guys have fun with that.
Yeah, no, if anything, we should have got our offense going with St. Louis because we need that against Pittsburgh.
You need anything against Pittsburgh, really.
Yeah, we do.
But
It just ain't happening.
I don't think you can keep up with the Penguins. Like physically keep up.
No.
They're just too fast.
If you were to ask me a prediction on this game, I'd predict a blowout.
A blowout.
A blowout. The way they've been playing,
yeah,
I'd say 8-2 Pittsburgh.
8-2 Pittsburgh. Wow. You know what? Let's get bold. I'm gonna go out on a limb and call a 3-2 victory for the Dallas Stars.
3-2. That would mean we have defense. What?
No, but hear me out on this one. They've sucked for the last couple of games. They have.
Even my clock over here agrees.
Yes. So they've sucked. I think they're due for a good bag skating, like a really good one. I think they might turn around. I think they might turn that around. Now, will it be consistent? God only knows.
Well said.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Penguins because they're, one, going to come in on a mission, and two, the Penguins, they're probably not expecting the biggest fight from the Stars at this point.
I wish I had your confidence.
Is Patrick Sharp going to help at all, you think, coming back?
I would hope so. He seemed to help last night, kind of.
Well, yeah, he did his part to assassinate Peter Mrazek.
Assassinate?
I mean, the guy ran in and pretty much cross-checked him in the neck, but,
Oh. I saw nothing. I saw nothing of the sort.
See no evil.
Kane, is that you? No.
No, it is not.
Okay, good. Yeah, no. It's going to be another lackluster game for the Stars.
Really?
8-2. 8-2 on a good day.
Good day. Oh my God. You could hear the confidence oozing out of this young man.
My co-host here knows how much I love the Stars too. I would defend them to the death.
Okay, you don't mean that.
No, I would.
Bruh. You would
What?
die for the Dallas Stars. I call shenanigans.
I didn't say I would die for them. I said I would defend them until the day I died.
Ah, okay. That's bad. But
Hell no, I wouldn't die for them. No sports teams worth that.
no, exactly. Some people take sports way too seriously, though. They do. They do. Like, sometimes someone starts, you know how the internet goes. You post a comment and people instantly post mean things back. Like, some people will legitimately insult you personally as a man because you cheer for a rival team. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Shades of CM Punk with a wrestling fan. Made him mad.
Yes. Okay. I see where that's going.
That was great.
But it's not all bad. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. The Dallas Stars are not all that is bad currently. The Oilers are on the losing skid, and I'm getting ticked off.
You know what? Your team is above 500, so hush it.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. I will concede. We also have the number one point scorer in the NHL with 31 in Connor McDavid. The guy's unstoppable. He's going for 100 points. I'm telling you guys. But they lost 4-2 last night, to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And when we come back, I will probably rant. I'll tell you what happened in the Toronto game. When we come back on the Sportatorium on Arena Sportsnet. And we are back on the Sportatorium here live on the Arena Sportsnet. The Oilers. I love this team, but damn it, this team. 4-2 to the Toronto Maple Leafs last night. And it's just they allowed quality chances. That's what happened. You know, they outshot the Maple Leafs 30-23. But even though the Leafs could barely, and I mean barely, sustain any offensive zone pressure, like legitimate pressure, they still scored 4 goals on the Oilers.
Ouch.
And you know, McDavid did his best. You know, the talk going into the game was, Nazem Kadri on the 1st of November, quote unquote, shut down Connor McDavid. Is he going to do it again? The answer is no. Connor cannot be shut down. He will shut down your own shutdown. He scored a really nice goal, a breakaway goal, because Connor has lightning speed. He does. He really does. And by lightning speed, I don't mean the Tampa Bay Lightning. Please don't join them. Please stay in Edmonton, man. We have a bit of hope now. Please, big fella. Stay here. Don't leave. But yeah, the defense was infuriating last night. Right after I said that it was good, I also said that they were still learning. And oh boy, they were learning last night. It's not entirely their fault because Toronto is just a highly skilled and very fast offensive team. But there's this one goal. I think it was the second Maple Leafs goal, or it might have been the third. James Van Riemsdyk was left all alone, people. He was left all alone. Okay? No one was defending him. And usually people say he was alone because they're exaggerating because the defense got there late. The defense didn't get there at all. Okay? He scored the goal and then got touched by the defense. Touch. This team.
And this is where he snaps, ladies and gentlemen.
They outshot the Coyotes to blood. The previous game they played well enough to win. Both games they lost to the Coyotes. They played well enough to win. And so instead of going, okay, let's play even better, they go like, nope, maybe if we play bad, we're going to get a win. No, not happening. Not in your own zone. You can't play bad, especially against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Austin Matthews got a goal, by the way. So, good stuff.
No, not surprising.
No, well, kind of. He's had a lot of goalless games. He has a high goal total, but like 4 games where he scored more than 1.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have a kid like that on that team, on my team.
Have one. He's called Tyler Seguin.
Yeah, well, I wish Tiger. I wish Tyler Seguin would realize who he is. That'd be nice. Yeah, pretty much.
Tiger Seguin is not how I would describe him right now. It's more like Kitten Sagan, the way he's playing.
Yeah, yep.
He's a point per game, so you can't really fault his offense. I'd like to see more goals from Tyler freaking Sagan. He only has 7.
Yes, please.
But, I mean, you can't fault a point per game.
No, you're right.
It's just maybe his defensive work needs to tighten up a little bit. If you're a -9, like I said, plus minus, I'm not a big fan of that stat because a lot of stuff can happen and it's not your fault. You get stuck with a minus. But when you're -9, that means you need to improve your defensive game.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. And Edmonton also needs to improve. We're kind of in the same boat, except we have Connor McDavid. And good goaltending. Most of the time, Toronto did manage to get 4 goals on 23 shots. But a lot of it, Talbot couldn't do much. It was Cam Talbot, by the way, in net. He couldn't do much.
Hell of a goalie, by the way. I like him.
He is. He's good. He's so underrated. Just because he plays in Edmonton, if they've been, sucking for like 10 years. But it's just he's good.
Yeah,
he's really good. He's underrated. He's a legit starting goalie.
Yes, sir.
In my opinion, anyway. So those are my thoughts on the Oilers. I could go on, but it's going to run into a circle about the Oilers need to get better, and they're going to get better with time. I trust them. They have talent. They just need to execute it.
I think, yeah. With that said, we are in the same boat because, well, the Stars are still. They didn't have very many roster changes,
Mm-hmm.
A few players left, and for the most part, the core players are still there.
Yeah.
It's just like they don't realize who they are. Like,
Man.
You guys are the same team as last year. What are you doing?
Are you suggesting maybe a coaching change?
Okay, the Stars and Lindy Ruff go way back to 98, 99. Anybody know what that is?
Something about Stanley Cups, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why is he one of our coaches? I mean, I love you, Lindy. Hi, I'm a big fan. I sounded like a girl.
A little bit, but you're good.
Yeah, no, please change something. I'm begging you.
So you don't think Ruff needs to go anywhere? You just think he needs to, wake the hell up?
I think he lost the Stars.
Oh, you think he lost the room?
Mm-hmm. I think he lost the room. It happened with Tippett. Tippett went to Arizona. Look where they are. They have Max Domi. They're on the up and up.
Yeah.
How long is it going to be before he loses them? Is he going to lose them? I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
for whatever reason, when the Stars decide they're done with something, they're like me. Like, there's no turning back.
When they're done, they are done.
Yeah, they are done. And if you go from like, what is it? We were second in the league overall for the regular season last year. For a lot of it.
Yeah, the only reason they didn't win the President's Trophy was because the Capitals sell hell to the no, and they just ran away with it.
If you do that, if you go from first to essentially worst in my eyes, and the division we did anyway, you lost your boys. They don't give a flip. You're not handling them properly. Sometimes you gotta rough them up a little bit. You know.
Clever. Lindy Ruff. No, okay, that wasn't intended. Cool. I thought you were being clever, man. I'm sorry. That was mean.
They do. They need help. And you asked me one time, what if it's just the system? It may very well be.
I believe because, I did that last show.
Yeah. You've asked me since we started talking hockey, though.
Yeah.
What do you feel is the real problem with your Stars? Why aren't they as good as what you remember? Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the system. And I think it's rough. Does he need to go? Maybe. But you can't sit there and keep firing coaches and expect the team to do well either.
That's true. At some point, you do need to stick it out with someone.
You know, they fired Mark Crawford. Is that his name? Yeah.
Yep.
They fired Tippett. Like, if it's not the head coach, maybe it's the assistants. I don't know.
What if it's the goalie coach?
Oh, Mike Valley. Don't even get me started.
All right. Well, we only have a couple minutes left here on the Sportatorium on Arena Sportsnet. So let's just go over what's going on largely in the NHL, if you don't mind.
Okay.
McDavid still leads in points. Good stuff. Sidney Crosby leads in goals with 15. Goaltender stats do I even need? Carey Price.
Just Carey Price. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Wins with 13, save percentage with 947. I could bet the house that goals against average. Actually, Andrei Vasilevsky might be leading goals against average. But in the last 10 days, the most points go to Mike Hoffman after his good game last night against the Snap Buffalo Sabres. There you go. Had a hat trick against the Sabres last night. Also trending is Craig Anderson in wins. So, you know, Ottawa maybe on the up and up even more. I think I kind of slept on these guys, honestly. I even went as far as calling them borderline irrelevant early on in the season.
He did.
Yeah, that I did. But Erik Karlsson has been a catalyst for him, and Craig Anderson's been playing well. I said, though, their success would depend on Craig Anderson. He's played well. Well, they're in second place right now in the Atlantic. So, you know, not doing too bad.
No, not at all.
For team statistics, the Rangers are still going on their hot streak. They're averaging 3.67 goals per game.
Holy crap.
That's disgusting. That is actually disgusting.
That's horrendously awesome.
I don't want to face the Rangers anytime soon. Thank you very much, schedule.
No.
The Minnesota Wild are leading in goals against per game with 2.09, which is also really good. This is good. The special teams, this is good. If you want to know why Columbus is doing better than they originally were planned or were expected to, their power play is leading the league right now, 27.8%.
That's what you need to succeed, too, by the way. Good power play and penalty.
Yeah, good special teams. And
yes.
that cannon must be really annoying when you visit Columbus,
Boy, is it ever.
especially if you're the Montreal Canadiens and you allow 10 goals. Hey, so
Oh!
penalty kill percentage. I'll give you 3 chances to guess who that is. Which team is leading that?
I want to say New York.
New York. Which one?
Islanders.
Nope.
Columbus?
Nope.
Detroit.
Detroit. He's just naming teams like, screw it. Nope.
Something's got to be right. Okay, tell me.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Ah, that's right.
Cam Ward has actually been playing really well. And I'm pretty surprised. I kind of counted him out. And that was my mistake. I mean, mistakes will happen. But he's playing pretty well right now. And I will give him his due. And Carolina, as a result, 89.7% on the penalty kill. So don't be surprised if Carolina starts creeping up the standings here and there. So that was what is going on in the NHL right now. Slow news day so far in all 3 leagues, really, for the Sportatorium. And we are just about ready to get out of here. It's been almost an hour. JJ, if you will do the honors.
All right, well, you know the old saying. You ain't got to go home, but you need to get out of here. We're closing the doors right now. This has been the Sportatorium on Arena Sports Network, and we are out. Have a good one.
Peace, everyone. Have a good one.